We have a massive update on Jay White signing with WWE. Also, a top free agent not signing with the WWE. Plus, we got some returns and a whole bunch of news surrounding WWE WrestleMania 39. This video has a lot of topics, so I'll put the timestamps in the description down below. But we're going to kick things off with Pat McAfee. While speaking to the Marchand and Orand Sports Media Podcast, WWE CEO Nick Khan discussed Pat McAfee's potential return, and it sounds like they have no plans for him at WrestleMania. Now, of course, nothing got leaked when it came to Pat McAfee commentating at the Royal Rumble. You never know if WWE decides to do something with Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, but it is very clear that Pat McAfee has a lot going on. He's got a family now. Obviously, his show is doing terrific. There's a lot of things going for Pat McAfee these days. Nick Khan talked about this. Obviously, Nick Khan was very clear in the fact that they want Pat McAfee, but that is, in fact, Pat McAfee's decision. And if he chooses to come back, WWE essentially will welcome him back with open arms. I'm not going to hide how I feel about Pat McAfee. He's been one of the best commentators in WWE history. The energy, the fun, the fact that this guy is just so completely different from what WWE typically asks for. I mean, he's just incredible. And he brought out a whole different side to Michael Cole that I think a lot of people absolutely did not expect. So in reality, Pat McAfee is good for WWE business. But also at the same time, too, it doesn't really sound likely that he'll be back. Now, of course, they can always do a surprise at WrestleMania or something after the fact. Who actually knows? But as of right now, Nick Khan is publicly stating that Pat McAfee is not going to be back in WWE. Guys, we got to talk about Carmella really quickly. WWE, obviously, there's been a lot of questions surrounding WWE and Carmella and what is going on. There's been some rumors. Nothing has been officially confirmed that Carmella is actually injured or there's like a serious issue. But it was kind of random that Carmella was taken off of TV, with the whole thing going on with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green she was in need of a tag team partner. Carmella wasn't there. In this case, now we got Sonya Deville. What's very interesting is Carmella took to Twitter using social media, tweeting out "Good morning, LA," obviously putting out the sunglasses emoji. A lot of people are showing her love on Twitter, and she says that she misses them and she thanks everybody for their support and she appreciates them. But here's the thing. We still don't know really what's going on with Carmella, but we know that she's in Los Angeles. It's WrestleMania week. We know that WWE has a ton of people flying in. Is she going to actually be on the show? What exactly is going to go down with Carmella? I think that's a very serious question to ask, but at the same time, too, it's really hard to have any answers because WWE really hasn't told us anything with any substance as of late. But nonetheless, maybe Carmella gets involved. Maybe she doesn't get involved. There also is a Be a Star rally, so it is, a very big possibility that she could be involved with that. But, WWE does press. WWE does all of these things. Even though she's not on the card and she was randomly taken off of television, perhaps this could lead to something more. So with that, I'll keep an eye out on it. Maybe this leads to something big or maybe nothing at all. It's going to be interesting to see. WWE not stopping the big announcements. This time with the Hall of Fame, they have announced that referee Tim White is joining the WWE Hall of Fame as a member of the Warrior Award. So he's going to be joining the Hall of Fame based on the Warrior Award. Obviously, if you guys have watched the Hall of Fame before, they do it every single year. It's supposed to be a very inspiring award. And obviously, he is being honored posthumously. So in this situation, WWE inducting a referee for the very first time. It's good. We've heard rumors about this. There's been a lot of people talking about WWE inducting Hall of Famers, referees to become Hall of Famers. And, I just look at a situation like this for WWE to say, look, man, honor the people that have been there. Tim White is a WWE veteran. It's not like he had a short career. It's not like he wasn't used in a big capacity. He did more than just referee for the WWE. He was hands-on with a lot of things. And, it's good to see that WWE is showing some respect, but also at the same time, too, I want to see WWE do more of this. I don't want to see this just stop now. And I don't want to see this being the one thing that they do simply when, it's for the Warrior Award. My point that I'm trying to make is it would be cool for WWE to do this more often and keep showing honor to people, even if they weren't a WWE superstar. If you want to add creative members, if you want to add, anything. I think if you're a part of the production, you should be able to be qualified for the Hall of Fame, whether it's for the Warrior Award or whether it's for the actual Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. I don't think it needs its own wing or its own title. I just think people should be honored for what goes into making this product so good. Tim White is going to be honored. This is going to be great. I'm excited to see what happens this year with the Hall of Fame. Definitely a smaller cast of people, but I think that's the best decision for WWE. And hopefully, this will be a new thing that they do going forward. With that being said, guys, I want to talk to you about Kota Ibushi. Maybe you're not familiar with Kota Ibushi, and that's okay if you're not. A hell of a talent. You may have seen him before on WWE television when he was part of the Cruiserweight Classic, but other than that, the only other way you would know Kota Ibushi is from his work in Japan. He still hasn't even shown up on AEW television. Obviously, there are a lot of ties to Kota Ibushi in AEW, but as of right now, there is this belief in WWE, according to WrestleVotes, that Kota Ibushi is not expected to join WWE or AEW because he is not looking at signing a full-time contract in the United States. Now, this could always change. Obviously, Kota Ibushi has a very deeply rooted history with Kenny Omega, so that would also always make sense for him to choose AEW. But WrestleVotes told Give Me Sport that the feeling is that Ibushi does not want to sign a full-time contract, regardless of the company. So really the chances for WWE, it just sounds like it's very minimal. But also at the same time, too, there were rumors that at one point WWE could make a play for Kota Ibushi to come into the company as a trainer or some part of the development team at the NXT Performance Center. So I think that would be a good idea if Kota Ibushi is looking to do that. Obviously, he's looking at opening up his own wrestling school. I do want to throw in some 2 cents here, just for those who are keeping up with Kota Ibushi. He might not be wrestling, right? He might be able to wrestle part-time or do his own thing, maybe make some TV appearances for AEW or whatever. But I think deep down, Kota staying in Japan, doing his own thing is probably what is going to end up happening on a long-term plan. Not saying he won't be in AEW on a short term, but long-term, I don't see him being on American television. With that being said, though, WWE globalization plans, we know that's something that's in the mix. Just, kind of keep your ears peeled, your eyes and ears, let it be open. Be welcome to the idea that potentially WWE launches NXT Japan, and you never know, maybe Kota Ibushi is a big part of that. You never know, which is my point. But as of right now, WWE is not looking at bringing in Kota Ibushi, which is a shame because it would be cool to see him on television. Do I trust WWE with his booking? Honestly, even with Triple H, I don't, because I just think it's going to be very hard to translate that success from Japan to America, but it's not impossible. I just think it would be a very big challenge for WWE. Nonetheless, we're going to turn our attention to Jay White because it is a big story. We've obviously been fantasy booking a lot of Jay White stuff. This is pretty massive. Give Me Sport via WrestleVotes, they're reporting that there is some growing confidence in the WWE that they can secure the signature of Jay White. So they have reported that WWE's creative team has been tasked with coming up with ideas for Jay White should he debut in the company. Speaking exclusively with Give Me Sport, WrestleVotes has explained that Triple H remains confident of signing Jay White. The feeling is the longer he doesn't appear for AEW, the more likely he is to sign with WWE. They suggest that they've heard from a source that the longer Jay White doesn't show up in Jacksonville, the more of an internal belief that WWE has. I have fantasy booked Jay White coming to WWE. I think I laid it out in a very big way. It was in my prediction show, so I'll put the link in the description. Jay White, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40. That's the prediction I'm going with. Jay White coming to WWE. I fully support it. I explain it so much more in my prediction video, but this is pretty nice to know. I guess we'll have to stay tuned at AEW and see if Jay White shows up, because if he does, then we know for a fact he is not WWE bound. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.